It's time now for Carter's Corner. Everything Bay Area sports on the Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network. Here is your host, Carter Kim.
We back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Carter's Corner. I am Carter here on Northern Lights Sports and Entertainment. Coming to you early because my throat hurts and I don't want to do this for too long because I think I'm a little sick. But they're back. The off season for them is going to be incredible. I honestly just want the season to end for them. But hey, that's Bay Area sports at the end of the day. But I want to say for the record, my prediction yesterday was right. I knew that Flaherty was going to start first game. I'm pumped. I'm honestly pumped for this October, and I'm pumped for the Warriors. I'm pumped for this entire thing. It's going to be so exciting. I'm going to say this for the record. I know that a lot of people get annoyed with Bay Area sports fans because at the end of the day, we've been spoiled with greatness. The Giants, the Warriors. We've seen we've seen the 49ers win before, but at the end of the day, we're still prideful in our teams. We believe in our people. And honestly, I cannot wait for this team. I can't wait for the Giants to be back eventually. But for now, we're going to talk about pretty much everything related to sports. And I wanted to start off with the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers playing each other in the World Series. Garrett Cole will start against Jack Flaherty this postseason. It will be, I think, not a pitcher's duel. This World Series is not going to be anything close resembling to a pitcher's duel. It's basically going to be, in my opinion, just a bunch of slugging and hitting and everything else. And I'm here for that. I'm going to enjoy it. And honestly, I hope that this is going to be this isn't a World Series that's just. At the end of the day, a lot of people are arguing that this is going to be a fun World Series that's good for baseball. At the end of the day, I don't think it's good for baseball because it's proof to me that the MLB is very much becoming a social media league. They're trying to catch up because baseball is considered an older sport. And at the end of the day, I don't want to see this sport just be about social media or about popularity. I want to see it be about the game itself. And if people don't enjoy that, then you don't have to watch. I get it, the MLB's making money or trying to make money, but I also want this sport to be more than that, just that. And having it be something where it's a heavyweight matchup every single World Series from here on out, I honestly don't enjoy that. Last year's World Series, in my opinion, was one of the best World Series we've seen in a long time because we didn't have to see two massive market teams play against each other. And all I heard was a bunch of people complaining like, oh, this is such a boring World Series. It's no fun. Man, this is how I know a lot of people who speak on baseball are really casual fans. They don't actually understand what's going on. They're just about the spectacle of the game. And it's not actually about the enjoyment of the game or having some chaos and fun with it. It's just about the spectacle. And that's boring to me. Baseball should not be a sport of pure spectacle. It's what it can be in the playoffs, but the most exciting part about the sport is when it gets chaotic, and then when we stray away from parody, when we stray away from narratives, and we can create something else. And if the Mets and the Guardians had won this World Series or made it to the World Series, that would have been so much better of a story because those two teams actually, in my opinion, are deserving of the opportunity. The Dodgers and the Yankees, anybody can do what they do with the budget that they have. You can literally just throw money at people. It doesn't make you something special. There's nothing special about either of these teams other than the fact that they have great players. There's no stories, there's no narratives, there's nothing interesting. Again, this is based off of personal bias too, because I'm a Giants fan, and I've seen my team win in different ways than how these guys are winning. My team was never the best. My team was never considered the best team in the world. We always won because we had advantageous ways. We were making smart decisions. We had a way of winning that was interesting to other people. And we were never a team that was considered superstars. We were never a team that had people that were considered superstars. We never had the credit that a lot of other teams get. And at the end of the day, that's all that this is going to be about for baseball. It's all going to be about like these two massive market teams. The reality just seemed to just be about money. That's not really that exciting though, because if you actually look at any of the in-game decision-making that either of these managers make, I actually think Boone's a pretty good manager, but a lot of the decision-making made in game isn't actually that great. I remember when we had guys like Bruce Bochy and other great managers like who could make decisions on the fly with really smart ways. We don't have that in this World Series. It's basically just throw the ball at the plate and hope it doesn't get hit. And that's not that exciting because there's no variety. There's no pitchers duels that I can see happening. Maybe tomorrow if Flaherty and Cole, maybe on Friday if Flaherty and Cole do really well, this could be a pitcher's duel. But at the end of the day, I look at the rosters, I look at the teams, and I think to myself, like, there's not really going to be any, like, it's not going to be about the game. It's about Shohei. It's about Judge. It's about Soto. It's about Mookie Betts. It's about Freddie Freeman. The players are getting bigger than the game, and that's not okay to me. I get it. You want your players to be supported. You want to market your players the right way. But at the end of the day, we don't need to have it always be about the players. I mean, it wasn't this. I mean, yeah. I mean, even like a few years ago, it wasn't even about the players. It was always about the teams and how interesting they were. The 2018 World Series was about the players and how it was about like the team and how good it was. You know, 2019 had a really interesting narrative with the Nationals and how they got there, how good they were. 2021, it's the same with the Braves. 2022, it's interesting with the Astros too. I mean, you look at all these World Series and you say to yourself, and look back at 2016, those were always interesting stories, interesting narratives that people enjoyed. You know, it was never about one singular player. It was always about the team. It was always about the team. It was never about the players. It was always about the team. And now it's just going to be one of those World Series that's purely about the players. And I don't like that. If it's all about the players, then there's no damn point. We might as well just have those guys come up at every single at-bat and have them hit in every single at-bat. If you want to do that, you can watch Shohei Ohtani do highlights or any of these other things. You can watch Aaron Judge go for his highlight reel too. That's not actually that exciting. Is it that exciting? Sure. But if you want the excitement of something like that, you can go on to YouTube and check out Shohei Ohtani clips or Aaron Judge clips. Because at the end of the day, the World Series and the playoffs should be about the teams that succeed, not the players. Besides, Aaron Judge has been stinking it up this postseason. All this World Series is going to be about how many at-bats until like the next big player is next. No one, I seriously mean this when I say that. Like, do any of the casual fans that are watching this World Series know who the hell Gleyber Torres is? They are going to know who he is, but are they going to know him or what he does or how he's played for the Yankees this year? Are any of those fans going to know who, I don't know, who Oswaldo Cabrera is or who Anthony Volpe is? Do any of them know who Jason Dominguez is? And even for the Dodgers, is anybody really seriously going to know who freaking Chris Taylor is other than diehard Dodgers fans? I mean, what I'm basically trying to say is this World Series isn't actually about everybody as a team. It's about the players, pure and simple. It's not even just about the players. It's about the stars of these teams. It's not about teamwork, good decision-making from the manager. It's not about interesting lineups that might work against certain pitchers or certain pitchers coming up to the mound to go up against certain hitters. It's never going to be about that in a World Series like this. There's no, interest, in my opinion, in those things. And that's what's going to make the sport worse. We're not actually thinking about the game. We're thinking about the players, purely. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing necessarily, but it's taking away from the spirit of baseball as we know it. I really mean that when I say that this could be a good World Series if you focused on the teams. I mean, look at the Astros and the Dodgers back in 2017. You know why that World Series was so exciting, even though there was cheating? Because there was an equal amount of love for both teams. For the teams, for the Braves and the Nationals, it was the same thing. It was always, oh yeah, we want the Nationals and the Braves to beat the evil Astros. I mean, there's narrative there, but there's also good players on both teams. There's a certain interesting narrative about them. With these teams, and the thing is about what I specifically mean, it's about the teams and the personalities and the interest of oh yeah, let's see how everything gels together with the players on the team, with the manager, with everything. It was all encompassing. It was about everybody who was out there on the diamond, out there playing. No one remembers seriously though, I can tell you why Bruce Bochy pinch hit Michael Morse. I can tell you why Travis Ishikawa managed to hit that ball onto Levi's landing. I can tell you details of these things, but no one's going to know I'm willing to bet none of the Yankees fans, none of the Dodgers fans know who the hell Travis Ishikawa is. My point basically is this World Series is not going to be about the teams and how well they've done this season. It's not even going to be about that's the thing. I don't even think people are going to be thinking about how well these two teams have done as a whole this season. They're going to be thinking about Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. But that's it. There's not going to be thinking about anything else. The casual fans. When I say they, I mean the casual fans. What I'm trying to say about this World Series is that we're looking at a World Series that's purely based on social media. It's based purely on the media's narratives about these two teams, big market teams. And it's not even going to be about those two big market teams as a whole. It's going to be about Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. That's it, though. If you want to watch Shohei Ohtani versus Aaron Judge, we can get them together and have a prize fight. Or we can have a home run derby. Do you want a home run derby instead of the World Series? Shohei Ohtani versus Aaron Judge? Do you want a home run derby between Freddie Freeman and Juan Soto? Do you want a home run derby between Mookie Betts and Gleyber Torres? Because if all you want to talk about is players and how well they're doing, then we can just do those things instead. We don't have to poison the World Series with so much freaking insanity about the player. It's not even going to be about all of the guys who are playing on those teams, because I want to give all of those guys credit for getting to a World Series, but they're never going to get credit because they're on the same team as Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and they're on the same team as Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. There's not much excitement there for the teams. It's excitement for the player, the stars in particular. I get it, okay? You want to watch a slugfest between two of the better teams in baseball who have made it to the World Series. Sure, that's fun. I get it, okay? I really, really do. But at the end of the day, you're not actually watching baseball to watch baseball. You're watching it to watch Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. Hi, Daniel. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Good to see you. Good to see you. I mean, yeah, I feel like I shouldn't talk this much because I'm getting a scratchy throat. But yeah, my point is to everybody in baseball and everybody who's going to watch this World Series, if you're going to watch this World Series, watch it to watch the teams. Watch it to watch all the players. Watch it to see these interesting moments that are made by the managers. Watch it for those things. Don't just watch it for the Warriors Blazers tonight. Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. I think that we're going to do well. We're trying to figure it out, get back in the saddle. It'll be interesting. I think this is our last year for the Warriors. It's our last year. I mean, I can't see another avenue where we're going to go and do something special. So this is going to be our last year with a decent team, some decent defenders. Steph is obviously going to be there running the show with Draymond, but we'll have to see, because I really hope that this season can be something. But yeah, what I'm basically trying to say about this World Series that's about to happen please don't make it about Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. Don't make it about the stars of this team. These teams should be an easy win. I mean, yeah. I mean, the Blazers have not been good for the last few years. I mean, ever since Dame Dollar and CJ left, I mean, it's just been a very boring time up in Portland. I mean, I don't even know if they're ready to rebuild. I don't even think they are. They're just kind of toiling in mediocrity right now. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is to everybody in baseball, please just watch this game and appreciate the players that you're going to watch. And not just the stars. Think about Max Muncy, Kike Hernandez, freaking, even though those two are annoying as hell. Think about guys like, I don't know. Think about Will Smith. Think about all these other players. Think about like freaking, I don't know, like who's there? Think about Teoscar Hernandez. Teoscar Hernandez has had a really, really great season, and I'm willing to bet like half of casual Dodgers fans can't even name who he is. I mean, what I'm trying to say is for this World Series, like, please just don't make it about the stars every single time. If we wanted to do that, we could watch freaking heavyweight fights. But this has to be about the teams. Anthony Volpe, Oswaldo Cabrera, guys like Gleyber Torres. Juan is definitely staying in New York. I don't know about that. I don't know about Juan Soto staying in New York. I think that he has an opportunity to definitely cash in on an incredible year. And honestly, if you look at like previous years of like superstars winning championships or going to a World Series with a team, they might actually say, you know what, I want to go somewhere else. Just look at Albert Pujols going to the Angels. I mean, I'm not sure if he's going to stay in New York. He might. I mean, it's very likely. I mean, I just don't know. If the Giants spent $800 million, listen, the Giants aren't going to spend $800 million on a player. It's not a Shohei Ohtani situation how you guys spent freaking $700 million. It's going to be $650 million, $65 million a year over 10 years. I'm just keeping it real, all right? I'm not saying we're going to get Juan Soto, but I definitely think we are one of the more likely teams to do it. Plus, to answer another thing about New York, Hal Steinbrenner is a bottom line guy. The owner of the New York Yankees is a bottom line guy. He's not like his dad, where he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to shill out as much money as possible for players and personnel. He's not like his dad because his dad would literally spend everything on the New York Yankees. Mr. Steinbrenner, Hal Steinbrenner, is a bottom line guy. Like the sons of many other sports executives, he's about the bottom line. He's not going to spend this offseason. He specifically said the previous the previous weeks before the season began, I don't think I need to spend this much money on the cap. So I'm going to cut payroll at the end of the year. So it's definitely possible that, so I don't think he's going to stay in New York for that reason, because how does one cut payroll and keep Juan Soto? Especially since Juan Soto is going to basically be paid more money than a lot of players in baseball. Yearly value, he might be being paid more than any other guy in baseball. So I don't think he'll stay in New York. He might go to the other New York team, the Mets, and he could definitely go to us because we are willing to spend. But I don't think we're going to spend $800 million on Juan Soto. I think it's going to be $650 million a year. Sorry, not a year. $650 million overall contract. $665 million year to year over 10 years. Depending on how much money is deferred or whatever. But my point about the World Series is basically you got to think about the other players that are on the team. Like, think about guys like Oswaldo Cabrera. I mean, think about guys like Jazz Chisholm, Giancarlo Stanton, Austin Wells. Think about Anthony Volpe. I mean, think about all those guys. Those guys aren't going to be talked about in this World Series. All of their talk is going to be basically about Shohei and Aaron Judge. And look at, seriously, Teoscar Hernandez has had an incredible year. And I don't think there's a damn person in baseball who's talking about him. Not a casual fan, at least. Gavin Lux isn't being talked about a lot. Chris Taylor and Miguel Rojas haven't been talked a lot, even though Miggy Rowe has also had a really good year. What I'm basically trying to say about this World Series, please don't make it about Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Shohei Ohtani. Don't make it about Judge, Shohei, or any of these other guys. Make it about the players as a team, because that's what, at the end of the day, this is all about. I just don't want to see this team, let this World Series be a social media World Series like people say. I don't think it's going to be. But honestly, I do think it is, because that's how the MLB is trying to grow the game. They're trying to see if they can capture the hearts and minds of everybody by freaking setting it up so that the Yankees and the Dodgers can make it to the World Series. I mean, it's a damn layup, in my opinion. Like, I just don't want to see this game get destroyed and by the commodification of the sport, because that's what's going to happen if we continuously just make it about one or two people. It's not going to be about any team success. It's not going to be about any of the managers or how this game is conducted. It's only going to be about, oh yeah, like Shohei Ohtani's up in the next 5 at-bats. Aaron Judge is up in the next 6 at-bats. That's so insane to me, man. We cannot do that. If we continuously do this, we will be a sport that slowly is consumed by commoditization and commodity fetishism and all the problems that a lot of companies face nowadays. Point being, please just make this World Series about the players. Not the players, not just the star players, but the team, the manager, and all the people who have done work to make these teams get to the World Series. Make it about them too. At the end of the day, I just don't want to see this team, not this team, but see this game, baseball, be turned into a league about the stars, just about the stars. It's not. Then we're not going to be talking about all the other good players, the underrated players in baseball. We're just going to be talking about Shohei and Judge and what they do every day. Even if they have a terrible day, it'll just be about them. And I don't like that for baseball. I want to see baseball continuously be good. I want to see baseball be a sport that grows via the love of the game, not via just the stars. And I get it. People are going to yell at me and say, oh, yeah, the stars help grow the game too. Yes, they do. But it doesn't just have to be about them, does it? You got to make it part of that, But yeah, I think I'm going to get a little sick. Let me get some water. Oh my gosh. Jesus. But yeah. All right. In other Bay Area news, the San Francisco 49ers season is pretty much over, and I want it to end right now. I mean, we're a terrible team. We're not doing well enough. Our team's halfway injured. I honestly think at the trade deadline, we sell. If we don't sell, we're in trouble because we won't be able to maintain the future, and we have a massive cap crunch coming up. I mean, it's got to be better than that. The 49ers have not been good enough. It's been horrific offensively, defensively. If we don't sell at the deadline and get serious, we're in trouble. We are in big trouble. I mean, yeah, I'm just tired, man. I just really needed to get started on this because I didn't want to wait any longer. And honestly, I don't think the world wanted this. when I hear all these managers and players say, "Oh yeah, the world wanted to see the Yankees and the Dodgers," I think we would have been better off with the Mets and the Guardians making it, or the Phillies and the Phillies fighting against the Padres, or the freaking Tigers, or something else interesting like that. I mean, I wanted to see a World Series that was tactile and about the teams, but it's not going to be that. And if we're being honest, what teams wanted these two teams to make the World Series other than casual fans and the fans of those teams? I know I'm a Giants fans, guys like us, we didn't want this. I know for a fact Boston Red Sox fans, Orioles fans didn't want things like this. I know Padres fans didn't want this. I know Mets fans and fans of Cleveland and Detroit and Houston didn't want this. I think most people in baseball were inclined to say, no, if these two teams make the World Series, it would be bad. That's all I got, man. Like, we're really going to watch this sport like die if this ends up being the case. I mean, hold on. I mean, I just don't want to see this league become so commodified to a point where everything is just about the players. Like, nobody wanted the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series. No teams actually wanted that, because now we're going to have to hear the insufferability of either the Yankees fan base, or we're going to have to hear the insufferability of obnoxiousness of the fucking Dodgers. And I don't want either. This is a lose-lose World Series. But yeah, I mean, we could have had something a bit more. We could have had less parity. We could have been thinking about other sports, or we could have been thinking about how, like, the interesting part of this can be the story and the narrative rather than the players. Like, it could have been about something more interesting, but no, we had to make it about the two biggest teams in baseball and how freaking toxic they are. Like, seriously. Especially the fans of those teams. Both fans of both teams are pretty awful. If you've ever seen that game between the Guardians and the Yankees and how Yankees fans were throwing stuff on the field at the players, you know what I'm talking about. And moreover, I do not even want to talk about how Dodgers fans are known for violence and killing members of opposing fan bases. So that's all I got to say about that. I mean, either way, it's a lose. It's a lose either way. I mean, I just don't want to see. I just honestly, again, I'm not making predictions, but the meteor would be better, is what I'm saying. Man, I mean, there's not much activity right now. There's not much to talk about. I haven't heard any Giants news yet. I haven't heard any news about the Warriors. We're going to have Steph on tonight, and it's going to be an interesting game to see how it all goes, but I just hope that for the Warriors in particular, I hope this is a good season, because, you know, this is our last chance to do something with this core. At that point, Steph's going to be older. Draymond's going to be older. What do we think, guys? Like, I mean, honestly, I just really don't want to see. I really want to see the Warriors succeed, and I just want to see us do it one more time. One more time. That's all. Like, I'm going to miss those days, but at this point, like, I'm content. As a fan of Bay Area sports, I'm pretty damn content with what I've got. I've gotten to see 2 dynasties in my lifetime. I've gotten to see some great players for all these specific teams. And all I want to do is just I want to keep thriving on that, but I really want more. I want to see it again and again. And that's what happens. You get hooked. And then whenever you can't get back there, you get frustrated, and you get frustrated at the team. I mean, I'm already very questionable of Mike Dunleavy, the current general manager. He's not Bob He's not Bob Myers. And I really, yeah, I just really want to see a World Series with a little more intrigue too, but you don't always get what you want. I mean, man, yeah. But the current state of Bay Area sports is pretty not great. I mean, the Warriors hopefully will give us some hype, but Giants right now, we're in the offseason trying to restructure the team. The 49ers are bad, and honestly, I wish the season was over. Even the Sharks, honestly, with at least all these other teams are actually pretty good. The Sharks are a legitimately bad team, and I want to see us do better. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a Bay Area sports fan, and it sucks to watch a team that's like struggling this badly. I mean, we haven't won a single damn game. That's insane to me. Like, how do you not win a single game? I get it. It's tough because you guys aren't necessarily the best, but come on, you got to do better than what you're doing right now. Man. But yeah, Calgary is currently undefeated right now. Oh, man. There is just something to say about Bay Area sports and our legacy, though, because it's been fun. I'm so happy I got to grow up and hear the names Buster Posey, Madison Bumgarner, Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, hear the names of Pablo Sandoval, Marco Scudero, along with Steph, Clay, Draymond, Andre Iguodala, like all the names of these legendary players for the teams. And honestly, I'm so glad that this got to happen. I got to see all these teams and all these players. But it can't last forever. Sometimes you gotta let it go. But yeah, I honestly think I'm sick, you guys. And I'm honestly like, I might pass out in a minute. But I think I'll try and go as long as I can. And then I'm going to say, you know what? I got to shut this thing down. But yeah, as for the Soto contract that a lot of people were talking about last night, it's not going to be enough to just pay him like 14 years, 513. No, I don't think that's enough. For a guy who is as good as he is, Juan Soto is not going to accept that money. In my opinion, it's going to be higher value contract per year and less years. It's going to be 10 years, I think. I think the contract is going to be upwards of $650 million. That's my opinion. I mean, these teams, at the end of the day, he's going to get paid. But it's a wonder, like, where he's going to go, because he really could go pretty much anywhere. He's just really we got to figure out, though, like, is he going to go to a team like go back to the Yankees where there's already a team waiting for him and he has the expectations? Is he going to go to New York and be the man, but also have certain structure around him, along with like young players about to come up from down in AAA and other places? Or does he go for a wild card, pick us, and become a part of our great experiment to see if the Giants can go back and win a World Series? I mean, there's intrigue, in my opinion. We'll have to see. But yeah. Honestly, no one's here, so I might as well just I might cut this thing off in a minute. I mean, yeah. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna fix something. All right, I'm back. I'm just trying to fix something, but yeah, honestly, with the Soto contract, I could hammer out the details right now. I mean, he's gonna want upwards of 500 million. I think 600. That is the baseline for him, in my opinion. He is upwards of $600 million. That is gonna be what someone wants to pay him, and along with 600 mil, you're gonna have to give him a decent You're gonna have to give him 10 years, in my opinion. 10 years or 12 years. Maybe a player option somewhere in there at the end or somewhere in between one of those years where he can opt out possibly if he's unhappy. But yeah, honestly, I'm not even inclined to keep going. He At the end of the day, Soto is going to do what he wants to do. It hinges on a number of things, but the money is already going to be a lot. That's clear. So it really is going to be about now, what does he want from the team? Does he want to be the best player on that team and be the guy? The Giants and the Mets can offer him that, but the Yankees cannot. If it's just about the money, then it could probably be us. The Mets are the most inclined right now too. And if he wants to be a part of an interesting team with an experiment, that the Mets or us are definitely two good options. But I think that all things considered, it's very much going to be a bidding war. And honestly, if the Giants are going to try and make a swoop at him, it's got to be a fucking incredible offer. Sorry for swearing, but it's got to be an offer that's insane. I'm thinking $650 million over 10 years. It's not going to be something even closely small. I mean, if it's 500 million, if it's less than 600 million, 550, or if it's okay, I'm going to say this, if it's less than 565, if it is less than $575 million for the overall contract, then I'm going to be super surprised. I mean, Jesus, you should be paying this guy a lot of money. And if it is anywhere near 550, 500, 530, that doesn't feel like enough for a guy of his caliber. He should be being paid $650 million a year, in my opinion. That would be my opinion. I think that would be the most accurate thing. That would be most accurate to his playing ability. I mean, this year he's hit 288. He's had 41 home runs. He's had 109 RBIs. He's had 998, 89 OPS. He gets on base. He slugs against both lefties and righties. I mean, there is no reason why he should be less than 600 mil. I mean, I honestly think, again, $650 million for teams like this is freaking pennies, if I'm being honest. Yes, it's a lot of money when we think about it that way, but seriously, this is not that much. I mean, I'm saying this. If you don't pay him, like, again, this is coming from a Giants fan. Like, if we aren't going to pay him like 650, if that is not the opening offer, $650 million, then that's just, then we don't deserve to have him. Like, we can't be giving him insulting offers. It's got to be something upwards of $600 million with options or whatever he wants. I mean, it's up to him at the end of the day. I mean, we already know he's going to get paid a lot of money. It all depends on whether or not he's going to be the guy, if he's going to be on a team with another superstar, if he's going to be leading the team for the rest of his career. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all up to him. Yeah, honestly, y'all, like, I don't think that many people are watching today. It wasn't like yesterday when I was here. I'm honestly getting a little chilly and like, oof. I think I'm a little sick, if I'm being honest. So, how long was that one show? Let me just check. Just make sure that I'm like not pushing it too hard, because honestly, I want to do this to the best of my ability and not half-ass it. But I mean, this is actually pretty okay. I mean, yeah, honestly, y'all, I'm going to call it here and say goodbye, because honestly, like, no one's going to be in here, and I'm kind of tired and a little sick, if I'm being real with you. But I'm calling it here because I honestly don't have the strength to go on right now. I think I'm sick and I'm getting tired, and I don't want to just like string myself out right now because I have stuff to do later. So honestly, thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for just listening to me ramble and talk about various things. I appreciate it. You know, go watch Eric and Glenn later today on Giant Sports Talk Live. You know, have some fun over there and see ya.
You've been watching the Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network, a Northern Lights Entertainment broadcasting station.